Alright, what's up, guys? Happy Monday. Um, Hope everybody's week is off to a good start. I'm waiting for a buyer to come through, hoping they do. And we got some other things to discuss while we're waiting, so hope everybody's day's going great. Hey, Raul, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well and glad you're here. Um, and if everything goes according to plan today, hey, Irving's here. Well, glad you're here, even if only for a minute. Good to see you, and thanks for being here. So, if everything goes according to plan today, we might go and walk around tonight on Fremont Street and see how everything is. Yeah, you too, Raul, and I appreciate you being here. I hope everything's going well, and everybody, Irving. Paula's here. Good to see you, Paula, and everybody. Thanks for being here. I hope everybody's having a great day. I'll be having a better one once somebody comes through and buys a bike. I'm expecting them to. So if they buy this bike today, I can buy groceries and pay half of my rent. And that will be very helpful. So hoping that all works out. There's no reason that it shouldn't. I mean, the guy seemed very interested in the bike. It's available. It's good. It's what he wants. So hopefully we can get that taken care of today. Windy and 75 outside. It's rainy and 63 outside here. I'm hoping the rain backs off by later too. Hey, Rick in Sun City. How you doing? And Kevin, what's up? What's up, guys? Good to see you. Hope everybody's doing great, and thanks for being here. So, sometime later today or tomorrow, not sure if he's in the chat now, I'm gonna hassle our pal John Beckman about truck driving school. I'm kind of I spent the last few days kind of adjusting everything in my life to where I can do that as quickly as possible, and hopefully get out there and be earning money soon. Yeah. Funny thing about Cinco de Mayo, I've been living here for, I don't know, 11 years and something total when you add it all up. But I have been an official once and for all resident of Las Vegas for exactly 10 years today. 10 years ago at about this time, I was just finishing moving in all the stuff off of my truck to my permanent apartment in Las Vegas, or what would be permanent for a few years. Ooh. Hey, Dustin's here. What's up, buddy? Good to see everybody, and thanks for being here. Hope everybody's having a good Cinco de Mayo. Last week it got paid, but now I got to worry about this week, Dustin, and then next week and the week after that I'm good because I'm getting YouTube money and I'm getting some help from the other one. But I am gonna have to start a GoFundMe here very soon, and I need some help with that too. Anybody who thinks maybe they could help me manage a GoFundMe effectively, that would be incredibly helpful because I'm going to need to raise a lot of money, even if John and his wife are taking care of the cost of school. I still have all the other expenses to deal with, the day to day and everything else, everything, putting my stuff in storage, getting a mailbox and, all these other things. So I'm definitely going to need some help with that. Yeah, no, it is. And, I'm glad that we're going to push past that here. Everything is getting very much worse as far as, buying and selling. Like the economy is absolutely taking a dump in Las Vegas. Um, Visitor numbers are way down. A lot less money is being spent. People are losing jobs. And, it's having an effect on what I do. So rather than just keep working harder at what I do, it would make more sense to just sit behind the wheel of a truck all day. But even the trucking industry is taking a huge beating right now. Major trucking companies are laying people off for the first time in God knows how long. So that's going to have a short-term effect on what I'm trying to do, but I think it's going to kind of come back in a little while. Um, so, I mean, the supply chain is breaking down as we speak, and we're going to be in a lot of trouble here pretty soon. And it's having a catastrophic effect on the trucking industry, but it will bounce back. The trucking industry, it has to, once people have realized that this is not great and that this is not what they voted for and make enough noise about it, then, maybe tariffs would be listed or lifted, international trade will resume as normal, truck drivers will be working again, people will get their jobs back, and all that sort of thing. So what's occurring right now can really only go on for so long before America becomes a third world country. Um, so I expect the trucking industry to rebound soon, sooner than later, and for the supply chain to kind of go back to normal once all these pissing contests are over with and such. Yeah, well, if I got the biggest of the big one, then I can always do other driving. If I've got a Class A CDL, I can do all the other CDL driving. But that's taking a beating too. Like John's wife is the CFO of, hold on, somebody else just sent me a message on the same bike. Hold on a second, but what I was saying, let me finish my thought here. Uh, John Beckman's wife is the CFO for Ambassador Transportation Limousine Service. Everything around here right now, Class B and C licenses. Um, Let me see. All right, I might have to check on these messages, but uh, I don't know. Like he's saying he's 5'8". I saw it pop up on the computer screen. He's not going to ride the track, probably. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I have to put the seat all the way down. Anyway, so the Ambassador Limousine and Transportation service here in Las Vegas is taking a beating right now because of just less people coming to Vegas and them spending less money once they're here. So I don't know. I don't want to. School bus drivers are always needed. No, they're not. I promise you that. Um, but maybe, yeah. I mean, like people do still go to school, but they overhired, I guess, last time here in Clark County for public school bus drivers. Um, and I don't know. I guess everybody's keeping their jobs, as I understand it. I actually looked into that because I wouldn't want to necessarily, but I could, I guess, drive a bus. Um, and also local bus drivers, RTC and everything. That's a possibility. Um, but anyway, right now, everything related to transportation, logistics, long haul truck driving, whatever else, is in sharp decline right now. UPS is laying 20,000 people off. just to get started. And it's going to be really bad all around. And I know that this is not what people thought was going to happen, but of course it's what's happening. Um, I don't want to say I saw this coming from light years away, but I understand how tariffs work. Actually, having been an importer since the 1990s, I fully understand the effects that tariffs will have on everything else, and that's what's happening right now. And it's not a good thing for anybody in the United States. But yeah, I think I heard the other day too that the Bright Line project is going to get postponed again, the high-speed rail between Vegas and Southern California. I kind of saw that coming. I mean, if as soon as travel starts to decline at all, and anybody on either side is cutting back on jobs or anything like that, then you kind of figured the Bright Line is going to get postponed. I feel bad because a friend of mine was working on that, was supposed to be working on that project. Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about, Dustin. It's they've been delaying it for decades now anyway. So nobody wants to spend the money, especially when they think everything's going to continue falling apart, which right now it is. If we stay on track, if we continue to put tariffs on other countries the way we're doing right now, it's going to be catastrophic. Um, it's going to ruin Las Vegas because people are already canceling their trips here. We rely almost entirely on tourism. I mean, it should connect to multiple cities actually, I think. And I think eventually they were going to do that. Because it's a way better way to travel. It's easier and cheaper than air travel, and it's way faster and easier than driving. So we can certainly use the Bright Line, and it would be of great benefit to us here. But they're not going to do it if things are going the wrong direction. And as of the last 3 months or so, things are going the wrong direction. So I don't know. I just hope it doesn't all have too big of an effect on my ability to drive a truck for a living. Because I know how all this works. I didn't ask for any of this. It wouldn't be fair that I should have to suffer for it when I'm already slowly dying of cancer. Anyway, let me see. I might lose you guys for a minute here. I don't have my Facebook pulled up on my, what's it called? I might I might disconnect from the stream for about 1 minute, guys. Hang in there if you can. I gotta go respond to this other guy and see what's what, and I'll get right back to you. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me. I had to respond to that guy. But glad to see you're here, Laney Grace, and everybody else. Hope everybody is enjoying their day. Thanks for being here and hanging out. Okay, haven't heard back from that guy yet. The other guy. Let's see. Okay, sorry if I lost you. What's up, legend? What's going on, buddy? So yeah, um, I guess somebody that's 5'8" could ride the trek bike, but they're gonna have to put the seat down. So hopefully, I got one guy asked me a bunch of questions about it earlier, and then said he wants to come around 12:30, which is coming up quick. I told him that's probably the soonest I'm gonna be available. I just finished up with a bunch of stuff I was doing this morning. So, that's good. Off work today. So yeah, it'd be great if before tonight, like that's two hits, two people showing pretty serious interest in the Trek bike today. That's the one I've been riding, but I fixed the Schwinn, so it's ready to go if I need for it to be. And I still got that Gary Fisher sitting behind me too. So anyway, I'll feel a lot better about everything once I can get like at least one bike gone. This is about the time I told you I'm usually getting some pretty good action on bikes by, like after the first couple of days of the month and everybody's paid their first of the month bills and everything, and they figure out how much money they got left, and then they go looking for the things that they want, and that's kind of happening now. I'm getting more action anyway, but still no buyers yet. So anyway, let's see. But yeah, as soon as I'm able to, spend a few minutes chatting with John Beckman about it, and whatever is necessary, I'm gonna try and get going on truck driving school. And big thanks again to them for that. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get it down to just one or two myself. The legend. And I'm buried under a pile of bikes right now. But hopefully we get some buyers to roll through today. At least one. If I can sell that Trek today, before much later, we'll go take a walk on Fremont Street if it's not raining. It's been raining off and on, so I haven't been too far from home in the last couple of days because I don't want to get rained on, Oh. Well, the one that I posted, the short that I posted today was from months ago. Just like, I posted that one about my son's hotel room. That was in January, even though I just posted it a few days ago. A lot of these shorts that are coming up lately are actually pretty old, but it was a really nice day when I went and filmed on the Scott bike, the Scott Speedster, and I really do wish I could get one of those in a 58, like a 58 or a 59 centimeter maybe. Wow. Yeah, that's a good collection of bikes. I just got to get rid of all my clutter. I'm going through everything. I'm just like, whatever I don't need, whatever I'm not going to put in storage, I guess I'm going to try and get rid of. I'm going to see if I can get any money for it. But seriously, next week I'm going to have to, by next week, I'm going to have to set up a GoFundMe to just kind of fill in the pieces, bridge gaps and such between now and getting paid from driving a truck. So I'll be able to raise some of that money on my own, but there's still going to be a lot that I can't come up with. So, but I am still looking for someone that can help me manage a GoFundMe. I never really do that sort of thing, so I don't know. But we still have time to talk about that. But in the short term, I'm just trying to make sure there are no loose ends that I am not thinking of. Make sure there's really nothing standing in the way of me just going over the road in a truck for however long. And there doesn't seem to be. It seems like the answer actually to most problems right now. So I'll try to catch up with John in the next day or so and see what all needs to be done to put this together. But for right now, let me see if anything else is happening. Okay, sorry if I lost you again. So yeah, things are really slowing down in Las Vegas, like really, really slowing down, because this would normally be the time of the month where I'm just unloading everything that I've got left. This is like buyer time, really, and they're just not coming through at all. So this is a really bad sign for Vegas, and I'm hearing now that every major casino group is going to be laying people off, which is, this hasn't happened for a while. And the last time things went like this, it was, right around the time of the Great Recession. So, sadly, I think Vegas is in a lot of trouble, but hopefully, if I can drive a truck, I can probably weather the storm, but the trucking industry is taking a beating right now, too. So, we'll see how it goes. But I tell you what, pretty soon you're going to be able to come to Vegas and get some pretty good deals on stuff. The powers that be are already discussing ways to lure more people in. Oh, the tariffs are having a catastrophic effect. Tariffs are right now, as of right now, tariffs are absolutely destroying the trucking industry. I don't know who that is, and I don't want to buy an extended warranty, so. Yeah, I know MGM has already started. I heard from my guy at Caesars that they're cutting back. They're getting ready to scale back a couple of departments at Caesar's properties, because bookings are way down versus this time last year, and cancellations are way up, of course, versus this time last year. Well, I know, Big Vegas, we're not allowed to say that. We don't get political on this channel, but I know, and it's kind of having an effect on my situation right now. Well, that's good, the legend. As long as you've got steady work, Um, but it seems like most industries are taking a hit. Like a friend of mine in Florida who distributes building materials, lumber, concrete blocks, rebar, concrete, that sort of thing, says that the tariffs are having an effect on his business now considerably, even though most of that stuff comes from Canada and Mexico. Still, the tariffs are driving the prices up and the demand down. Um, so, and just lots of other things are happening. Farmers. It's okay. It's okay, Big Vegas. Um, just so everybody knows, we can state facts on this channel related to the current situation. Brent Sutton, what's going on, buddy? It's great to see you, and thanks for being here. We can state facts about what's going on right now. Like the economy is taking quite a turn, especially in Las Vegas at the moment. And a lot of industries are being affected by tariffs. These are matters of fact that are not political in any way, but you cannot say who's responsible for them, even though we all know who's responsible for what's going on right now. Yeah, I know. Like, even my friend in Florida, most of the building materials that he distributes come from Canada. And, now he's got to pay what, 25, 35% tariffs on everything that he imports, and he's trying not to pass the cost on to his customers because they're already stretched. So he's kind of taking a beating on that right now, and who knows how much longer he's going to be able to do that. So I was actually talking to him, and I mentioned I was going to get into trucking finally after decades of talking about it. No, the demand isn't there because the cost of new construction is going up now, so the demand is going down significantly. New construction projects are slowing, costs are going up, value is going down. It is having an all-around effect. So the demand is sharply decreasing. In Florida, in the southeast right now, new construction is slowing. In the southwest, new construction is slowing. Um, Middle America is it's going to take a while for like Middle America to catch up and really feel the effects, but it's coming. If things stay on track, the way they are, it's going to affect everybody. Eventually, I have a lot of friends in the construction and building materials industries, who are very worried about things right now. And I feel for them. It's not their fault. They're doing the best they can. That's good if you've still got steady growth, but like in any area right now, because of the rising cost of building materials, new construction will inevitably slow. Um, it's some places are feeling it more or less than others, but eventually everybody's going to get the pinch. That's if things stay as they are currently. There's still a lot of time for things to change. Once all of America basically has no choice but to see that things are not going in our favor presently, um, I think changes will start to come. But if things continue on as they are, I mean, store shelves are going to be empty. Ports are already, half capacity, if that. Um, a lot less loads are coming down. A lot less building material loads, for instance, are coming down from Canada at this point. So it's probably the worst time ever to try and get into, or the worst time in my lifetime to try and get into truck driving, but I expect it's going to bounce back. It's going to rebound. If we go on like this for another 3 or 4 months, we're going to be third world. So I expect that changes are coming and that things will kind of get back to some kind of normal. Yeah, well, of course, you know, I mean, your boy's got an IQ of 158 and a PhD in psychology from an Ivy League school, and I've been an importer since the 1990s. So, of course, I knew exactly how this was going to go. But some people just love to learn the hard way, and I might never understand that myself, but it is what it is. There's nothing that can be done about it now other than I hope enough people just kind of come together and say, hey, wait a minute, this isn't what we voted for. Well, that's good. The legend I know, a lot of areas have a lot of infrastructure growth right now, a lot of building growth. Most parts of the country were on their way up, Las Vegas included. But once tariffs hit, I mean, there is no way mathematically, if tariffs continue, that your area will continue to see steady growth. The cost to cities, counties, um, whatever else is going to be too great. Uh, that a lot of projects are just going to be postponed. Like we were 1,000% for sure going to have the Brightline train this time. No matter what, there's nothing going to stop it. Everybody's signed off on it. It's all good, and now it's postponed again. Yeah, it's going to be like it was during COVID. It's already starting to happen. A lot of goods just aren't coming in anymore the way they used to. And a lot of people are hoarding already. And hey, Chet, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, there you go. But that's the problem when you go and get stuff in Mexico now. If you try and come back with it, you might actually have to pay tariffs at the border. Oh, definitely a lot of people have buyer's remorse, and unfortunately, there's little that can be done about it at this point. But you're only allowed to bring back a certain amount, like 2 suitcases worth of stuff or something. Any more than that, anything that looks like, if you have more than like 6 or 8 of one item, for instance, anything that looks like it could be distributed, or anything like that, or is being sold for profit, they're going to tariff now at the border. Even the stuff, I'm getting lower quantities of stuff from China, and I had to pay tariffs on the last bit of it, and I'm not going to do it again. Normally, you're supposed to have to, it's only supposed to be on an importable quantities. Like if you use a registered importer, which I've got one in California, and I've got another one in New Jersey at the two largest ports of entry for Chinese goods. And if I order a certain amount of stuff, I have to go through a registered importer. A registered importer has to have a warehouse at the port and a couple $1 million worth of insurance and licenses and stuff. So I've been using them for years. But if I'm importing things myself now in smaller quantities, like less than would require a registered importer, I still have to pay tariffs on things now, which is ridiculous. but they're making changes. Look into it. Like what? Look at the updates before you go, Legend, because they're rewriting the rules right now. Huh. I'm starting to worry. We don't have any buyers coming through at the moment from the looks of it. I was waiting for one right about now, and then I had another one chime in after we started the stream, and now, like, nothing either way. But I think a lot of things are going to start to get smuggled in again. Like one of the Chinese factories that I've been dealing with forever. I mean, for decades now, they've been one of my biggest suppliers. They're setting up warehouses in Mexico right now because a 25% tariff or 50% tariff is better than 145% or whatever. So China is just going to cheat the system, and I'm all for that. Yeah, and shout out to Chet for being here. I appreciate Chet being here and everybody. So, but I tell you what though, guys, if you have seen the way things have been around here lately when we're out and about on Fremont Street or the Strip or anything like that, how sparse it is compared to usual. Like already so many less people are visiting Vegas, and that's one thing that concerns me a lot right here right now is this sort of thing always starts in a place like Vegas and then it just spreads out. We might get it first, but it's going to happen everywhere else too. So everybody else, you can always tell when things are going to go bad because it happens in places like Vegas first. So like make the necessary preparations. Are there American made goods that I could buy and resell? No, God, no. It costs way too much to make things in America. No, there's absolutely nothing. I'm working on it. Big Boys PEV. I got to start a GoFundMe next week. I'm going to be talking to John this week. I've just been making sure, Big Boys PEV, and good to see you, by the way. I've been making sure that there's nothing standing in the way. I'm just getting ready to tie up all of my loose ends and just be 100% sure that I can go full on into truck driving and everything goes as smoothly as it possibly can. So I'm trying to get all the details worked out. I'm gonna have no choice but to do a GoFundMe to, fill in the gaps between now and my first paycheck as a truck driver. I'm gonna have to devote an awful lot of time to getting ready to being a truck driver, and that's not going to allow as much time and energy for doing the other things that I do. So I will still make some money between now and then, but I'm going to have to ask for help if this thing is going to work out. Well, thank you, Chet, and I'm glad you're here. Yeah, of course. You can set up a GoFundMe for anything. You can raise money for whatever you want. I could start a GoFundMe to set up a church for worshiping Satan if I want. I'm not going to, but like there wouldn't be an issue with that. I like Tucson, actually. I would consider living in Tucson probably. I've always thought it to be a cool place. Where are the buyers? I got to get the rent money this week. I got to sell up basically everything I got left right now, and I've had some action. And I've had people asking me about stuff, but nobody's coming through yet. I was supposed to have a guy around 12:30. He seemed pretty interested. And then another guy just a minute ago made me an offer, said I could keep the pedals, asked if it would fit him. And I said, the pedals are original to the bike, but make me an offer, and yeah, it'll probably fit you. And now nothing. Like, he hasn't even read my response. It's like, why do you ask questions if you're not even gonna, let alone read the response? Yeah, monsoon season, I guess, can be pretty bad in Tucson, worse than here. I'm kind of praying for a decent monsoon season this year. We've had a couple of days worth of rain though. Wow. He said he was getting off work around that time and wanted to come look at the bike. So hopefully somebody comes through. I mean, I got to sell something today. Yeah, more rain on the way. If we sell a bike today and it's not raining later, like this evening, it's supposed to back off this evening. Maybe we can take a walk down to Fremont Street and celebrate. Like, if you missed it earlier, I have been ultimately a Las Vegas resident for over 11 years now, but not consecutively. Um, I went back and then came back. So today marks 10 years of officially being a Las Vegas resident and not going back and forth from where I used to live. So we need to celebrate. Cinco de Mayo is a big day for me, and an easy one to remember. Let me see and make sure we're not missing it. Okay, sorry if I lost you there again, guys. I was just checking to make sure there aren't any new messages. And let me just double check from the other. Okay, sorry again. Um, yeah, this is not going well. I kind of rearranged my day for this guy. He seemed to be all about it. It's the Trek bike, the one I've been riding, and now all of a sudden a couple of different people have shown an interest in it, but I was pretty sure he was going to be a buyer. I can't write him off yet, but it's we're a little past his preferred time now. That's a notification about something else. Speaking of notifications about something else, man, I have no food, no money, no nothing. Hoping to just sell bikes today. 'Cause I am hungry and I got bills to pay. So I'll survive a day or two without eating, I guess, but I'd rather not. It's not good for my bleeding ulcers. Should be very helpful. I'm really kind of anticipating a buyer right now. Well, let's see. I'm checking notifications. Hold on. Uh, Man, I got almost everything that I have available to sell listed for sale right now. And just nobody's touching any of it. All right. Well, still nothing. No notifications. I listed another bike for sale today. It's not complete, but it's almost complete. Um, it should interest somebody. I mean, they can get a deal on it and finish it themselves. It just needs a few little things. Figured I'd be getting some action on that by now. I got some wheels. I'm going to take the wheels off of my GT Karakorum, I guess, original Arrayas from 1993 and list those. I have 4 bikes for sale right now. Big Boys PEV. I need to sell 2 before the end of the week. Before Friday. I need to sell 2 bikes before Friday or I'm not going to make it. So hopefully somebody comes through. But it's getting bad right now. I mean, I'm hungry. I need something to eat. But, all the food is gone, all the money is gone. The bills are current for right now, but there's nothing left. So hopefully somebody comes through. I pay weekly right now. It's the only way I can afford to, and I can't right now. I can't afford it right now. I have exactly 0% of my rent money at the moment, but if I can sell a couple of bikes, I'll have all of it. But I'm more worried about getting something to eat right now. So, but yeah, if I can sell a bike today, then I can eat, and then maybe we can go take a walk later and see what there is uh, going on at Fremont Street on Cinco de Mayo. So fingers crossed. All I need is just like somebody to come buy a bike today, somebody to come get one tomorrow, the next day, and life can continue on. Because next week I can get some help, and the week after that I'm getting my YouTube check and a couple other things. So it's like right now is the time that I'm struggling with. Yeah, maybe so, but maybe not. Dog eat dog because the weather's not so great, and it is a Monday. It depends. I mean, all total like $600. Big Boys PV. But the one that I was planning on selling today is closer to $200. Um, Trying to get as close to that as I can. But right now, I just need somebody to come through and get one of my cheap things anyway. I just need like 20 bucks for groceries or something to keep me going a couple of days. So it'd be great if somebody comes and buys anything so I can at least freaking eat. Where is this guy? Let me check again. Yeah, sorry if I lost you. But yeah, still nothing. I don't know what's going on. Just really slow around here, man. Just I gotta say I'm kind of worried. All right, well, I hate to impose on anybody, Big Boys PEV, but I'm dying like right now. I'm starving. I need something to eat, and I need somebody to come and buy something. And it's just like if I had money in the bank right now, if the bills were paid and everything was good, I would sell everything that I have right now with no effort. People would just come and buy it. But when I'm desperate, when I'm sitting here literally starving to death, uh, just nothing comes through. But I don't know. All it takes is one good buyer, and I'm right back in the game. gotta check something. If I lose you for a second, guys, I'll be right back. Okay. Never mind. I thought something came through, but it did not. Uh-oh. Aw. Oh, Big Boys PV. Hey, and Carrie's here. What's up, Carrie? Good to see you, buddy. Big Boys PV, thank you very much. Coming through with some grocery money. I hate to be in this position right now, guys, but it looks like things might continue to go this way until I'm driving a truck, basically. Because everything, like everything that I'm involved in, everything that's occurring in Las Vegas right now that I'm connected to in some way or another, it's all taking a dump right now. So, but good to see you, Carrie, and thanks for being here. And thank you, Big Boys PV. Thank you very much, Big Boys PV, for your generous Cash App. So, yeah, not sure if he's back in the chat yet, but big shout out to Big Boys PV. I sure do appreciate you, buddy. I hate needing help, and I work so hard. I push as hard as I can to try and make something better out of what I've got right now, and I'm just getting resistance every which way. So I don't like having to ask for help. I don't want to have to do a GoFundMe, but I'm going to. But after that, I mean, once I can get through this school and get out on the road and be driving a truck, all the other problems are going to go away. I'm probably going to live a couple of years at least from now. The cancer is going slowly, knock on wood. I shouldn't jinx it. I don't want to tempt fate or anything. But I've likely had cancer for 3+ years now, according to the doctor. I talked about it, and it's making very slow progress. So I have to figure I'm going to be around for a while longer anyway. The bills are going to have to get paid somehow during this amount of time. So I guess I better go out and drive a truck. I can sit in a truck all day and drive. That's fine. I can't work in a restaurant. I can't work in a retail environment anymore. There's certain things that I'm not going to be able to do anymore, but I'll sit and drive a truck all day. That's not a problem. Exactly, and I'm going to. I want to share as much of the experience as is possible. Big Boys PV, and thank you, Carrie, for posting the link. And anybody who wants one of these awesome lasers, we're gonna bring this in the truck with us for sure when we're doing live streams in the truck sleeper. We're gonna need this, of course. But I've been toying with the idea of, well, I shouldn't say toying with. I've been seriously considering the idea of getting my Class A CDL and being a truck driver for most of my adult life, even when I had other jobs making more money and realized how miserable I was. It doesn't matter if you make tons of money if you hate your job, and I think I would rather enjoy driving a truck. So I'm really looking forward to that. Big shout out again to John Beckman and his wife for coming through with such a kind and generous offer, and shout out to all of you guys that are helping me get from here to there. But a few things are going to change. I'm not going to be able to do as many bike rides in Las Vegas, but we're still going to be spending time together. We still are going to come back home to Vegas. This is home, and do the things that we do here. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, that OSHA, they'll get you. Yeah, I think the money's going to be pretty good. But, the trucking industry is taking a beating right now, for the first time in a long time. But I expect it's going to be short lived. I expect everything's going to rebound and turn around. It's going to have to. I mean, supply chains cannot just break. People need things. Regardless of tariffs and all the other ridiculousness going on right now, people still need things, and it's truckers mostly that bring said things. So, in the short term, it might be a little more difficult than usual to secure a good truck driving job. Hopefully, I'm going to do my very best at their truck driving school, and hopefully I can get a good recommendation from them. But 6 months ago, if you went to truck driving school, you were for sure guaranteed going to get a job. And now I'd say it's more, well, maybe like half sure that you're going to get a job. If you do a really good job in school, you might get a job. But again, thank you very much, Big Boys PEV, for the Cash App. That'll keep me fed for a couple of days, and I really appreciate that. And, well, probably more than a couple of days, but uh, I've really got to sell some bikes before Friday, and I'm getting really nervous that I had two. I mean, so far today, two people have made me basically cash offers on the same bike, and as of yet, nobody has come through. One of them was supposed to have been here half an hour or so ago. I know it's not a great day for selling a bike or riding a bike or whatever. It's raining off and on. Nobody likes to drive around Vegas when it's raining. It seems. So, but I still need to sell things, It doesn't matter what the weather's doing. I got like almost everything that I own that's still worth something is listed for sale right now, and somebody's got to buy it, or your boy's going to be sleeping in a tent on the sidewalk. And also, if all the stars align, as soon as next weekend, if it's not too hot, we could do the Prim ride. I've talked to Rod and Mike about that, and they're still all about it. So hopefully we can work that out, because before it's hot enough to kill you and before I'm behind the wheel of a truck, I would like to ride a bicycle from downtown Las Vegas to at least the California state line, which is at, it borders Prim, Nevada. Um, so hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, hopefully we can still squeeze that out before, I'm not going to be able to do the Santa Monica ride until at least the fall, but maybe we can still do Prim. So fingers crossed for that. Anybody who is looking forward to that, I still want to do that. That's like something I got to get. That's something I got to do before I can really sit behind the wheel of a truck all day, every day, which I'm not going to have a problem doing. I can sit and drive. I rather enjoy it actually for long periods of time. I've driven across the country more times than I can count on my own, and it's always just so much fun. It's raining in Maryland. Yeah, my dad says it was raining down in Florida finally too. He said it's been really dry for about a month, but now all of a sudden like the summer weather pattern is kind of emerging, and it's hotter and more humid, and will be raining more. So I don't know if that's the case in Maryland as well, but I know that that side of the country's been getting a lot of rain lately, or is expected to. We'll take all the rain, of course, that we're gonna get here in Las Vegas, because like our annual rainfall totals are like 4.5 inches for the entire year. And I remember afternoons living in Florida where it rained more than 4.5 inches in like a couple hours, you know? Yeah, Arizona does look a lot the same. Arizona is, I guess, the only state other than California that gets hotter than Nevada. You know, Vegas gets pretty hot, but Death Valley, of course, is the hottest recorded temperature of any place on Earth. And Arizona is pretty close behind. I'm not looking forward to the insanely hot weather. I'd kind of rather be behind the wheel of a truck with the air conditioning on in the middle of summer. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility, but I'm just not looking forward to another brutal Las Vegas summer on two wheels. Man, what happened to my buyers? I had two buyers that made cash offers on the trek today, and now where are they? The guy from just a few minutes ago said, "I'll give you 200, but you can keep the pedals if you make me a better deal." I said, "Well, the pedals are original to the bike, but make me an offer." And then he didn't. So I don't want to take 37-year-old pedals off of a bike that they're specifically matched to necessarily. That's incredibly kind of you, Big Boys PEV. That's incredibly kind of you. Um, the only thing that worries me about that is the shipping cost. That would be an incredible cost to you just to send the thing here. But, needless to say, I guess the Highboy S2 Max is my all-time favorite electric commuter scooter. One of the best scooters ever made, in my opinion. And I would certainly love to have it, Big Boys PEV, but I would hate for you to have to incur the expense and the hassle of sending it here. But that is an incredibly generous offer. If you know of an easy, cheap way to get it here, I would certainly appreciate that. But yeah, I I know you take very good care of your stuff, and I know your last I looked at your S2 Max, it was in very good condition. I would certainly love to have one, but I would hate for you to incur the expense of sending it here. All right, Big Vegas, thanks for being here. Great to see you as always. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you're available later, maybe we're strolling around on Fremont Street. So, be great to see you again. But at this point, I pretty much just have to sit here until somebody comes through and buys something. When the rain lets up enough, I can maybe sneak out and get some groceries. Thanks again, Big Boys PEV. Um, but for the time being, I just need a buyer. I need somebody to come. Hold on, let me peep out the peephole really quick. Let me set you guys down, see if it's raining right now. Ugh. Looks like it's getting ready to. I might have to do the $4 pizza and a drink deal at 7-Eleven just to tide me over until the rain stops. Let's see, still no Facebook notifications. I know the weather sucks, but come on. Hold on. The problem with the kind of weather that we're having right now is it's not getting anybody thinking about taking bike rides or buying bicycles, I guess, and that doesn't help me at all right now. This is the downside to doing this. I mean, I lost money on one bike. I lost $40 on one bike. Just being completely honest. That Scott Speedster, the one that I posted the short of earlier today. If you've seen that, thanks to everybody who's watched that so far. The Scott Speedster 2009 56 centimeter frame was an absolutely beautiful bike with incredibly high-end components, but the frame was cracked. And I did not know that when I bought the bike, so ultimately I lost $40 on it. I could have parted it out and still made a profit. And then one other bike I broke even on. But other than that, I come out ahead. Like dozens of bikes, all the bikes that I've sold, I've made money on except for one, and I broke even on one, too. But the downside to selling bikes is you have to wait for someone to come and buy one, which is what's happening right now, and I don't have the time to wait. The bills are piling up, and I've got big plans, and people really just need to roll through and buy some shit already, because it's all priced right, too. I'm going to sell the Trek for $200, or maybe even less. A 1988 Trek 7000, handmade aluminum frame in Wisconsin, has internal cable routing from 1988. In a better market, this bike would bring $600 or $800 easy, but everything's taking a shit right now, so I'll be lucky to get $200 for it. And I can't even get $200 for it right now. Two people were going to come and get it for about that amount today, and not one of them has come through yet. And it's like, what do I have to do to sell somebody a bike? Get some bread, some meat, ketchup and mustard. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I've been actually stockpiling condiments from 7-Eleven, like mayonnaise and mustard and stuff, so I can make like tuna salad and everything else. So yeah, I'm gonna get sandwiches for sure. Just a lot of cheap food to just keep me going for a few days. That's a good call though, Legend. So I'll probably get some peanut butter and jelly and some tuna, maybe even some lunch meat or something, and just make a ton of sandwiches. I can live just fine off of sandwiches. I'll probably eat a ton of sandwiches when I'm driving a truck. So, but I might make a video about this. My special recipe known as broke ass tuna salad, and it involves just stockpiling gas station and fast food condiments until you have enough to make a delightful tuna salad, which I do at this point. So I might show you how I do it and like what I use specifically to make the finest broke ass tuna salad. Um, so yeah, could be sharing that with you guys here on the channel soon for anyone who's interested. But funny thing, I mean, when I was a kid, my family was rich. We lived in Toluca Lake in a 7 bedroom, nine bathroom house with a movie theater and an indoor atrium. And my mom would still save the ketchup packets from McDonald's and the napkins and the extra straws and everything like that. And it's like, why spend extra money on that stuff if you don't need to? And I get it. Now that I'm poor, now that I'm dirt poor and I don't live in a mansion, uh I really appreciate what my mother taught me to that effect. It's like doesn't matter how rich we are, you still save the ketchup packets and napkins at McDonald's. Yeah, top ramen's good too. If even that's getting more expensive though. I remember top ramen used to be like 8 cents a package, and now it's like three for $1, which is still cheap, but still. And pasta's good too, yeah. Have I ever put Doritos in pasta? I've put Doritos on everything. Sandwiches, pasta. I put Doritos on ice cream before. That's pretty good actually. Crushed up Doritos on vanilla ice cream was better than I would have thought. Mac and cheese, good call. Good call. I've put Doritos on mac and cheese, but mac and cheese, that's good cheap food. I got a stove, I got a strainer, colander thing, and everything, so I can definitely make macaroni and cheese. I love mac and cheese. I'm gonna remember to get a couple boxes of it while I'm at the store because that's cheap. It's like $1 something, and it's a decent meal. Ow! Ah! I just cracked my shin on the bed frame. That probably wasn't the best thing I've done today. What are you gonna do? I have to stop the leg medicine too. A lot of you guys probably figured that by now, and I'm surprised somebody hasn't asked yet. Like, what are you going to do about the leg medicine if you're going to be a truck driver? And it's like, well, I'm not going to be able to use leg medicine anymore, which is okay, because I'd rather be getting steady paychecks. Stir fry, yeah, not bad. Stir fry, that's a good idea. I think I have the means to do that. Ooh, chili dogs and onion rings. I think my ulcers would really hate chili dogs and onion rings, but the rest of my body would absolutely adore chili dogs and onion rings. I love chili dogs and anything pretty much onion related. I used to not like onions at all, but now I think they're good with pretty much everything. Now I'm getting real hungry. Carne asada tacos and fries and burritos. I love the carne asada burrito at Roberto's, but I like the fries better, I think. But carne asada in general, like nicely prepared carne asada, is magnificent. And El Pastor, of course, too. I love every form of Mexican food. Um, if I had to choose one style of food to eat for the rest of my life, if I could only eat one kind of food for the rest of my life, it'd most likely be Mexican food. I might have to think about it, but like 9 times out of 10, when I've got the money to go out and eat something that I want, I head for, tacos or burritos or something. I don't do a lot of seafood anymore myself. When I lived in Florida, when I lived right at the coast in Florida, I used to eat seafood right out of the rivers and ocean. Um, but yeah, I've never been big on seafood in Las Vegas because obviously it doesn't occur naturally here. The mercury, yeah, I can see that. Like if you're sensitive to mercury, then yeah, you probably shouldn't eat seafood, and that is always going to be a factor. But I do, still in moderation. Like if I go back to Florida, I'm going to get some fresh seafood. But if I'm here, maybe if it's included in a buffet or something, sometimes you just like they give you the crab legs and stuff anyway. Um, the Rio used to make you pay extra, but I think some other places, depending on the night of the week, you go ahead and eat the seafood too. So I might still eat a crab leg or two here and there, but for the most part, I'm pretty much done with seafood myself. Oh wow. Yeah, you're telling me about the bacon legend, and I'm gonna have to try that Icelandic bacon one day for sure. I'm a huge fan of bacon. I've never met a bacon that I didn't like. I mean, some's better than others, but if Icelandic bacon is the best, then I need to try some. There used to be a church of bacon in Las Vegas. Did you know that? There was an actual church of bacon. And their slogan was because bacon is real. Um, so I don't know if I would necessarily worship bacon, but I do definitely love it. Yeah. Yeah, Gordon Ramsay, I guess Gordon Ramsay has a restaurant in most of the big casinos. He's got to have at least a half a dozen restaurants on the strip, but the Hell's Kitchen is right in front of Caesar's Palace, of course. He's got a burger place in Paris, I think, still. Um, I don't know what else. I mean, Gordon Ramsay, of course, is a big deal, and all the celebrity chefs have restaurants in Vegas. I guess as far as his go, Hell's Kitchen is probably the most famous. Um, but yeah, I'd like to eat there, actually, and any of his other restaurants, really. I want to see what it's all about. I'd like to get the beef Wellington at Hell's Kitchen, actually. Maybe we do that one day. After I've been a truck driver for a while, we could probably afford to go eat at Hell's Kitchen. Oh, nice. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. I know. Uh, I know how it is with typing and autocorrect or talking into your text, your chat. Yeah, I know. I hate it. I'm so over autocorrect. It took me, I listed another bike for sale this morning on Facebook Marketplace, the $10 bike, which I've been converting to a gravel bike. It's not complete, but I need to get it out of the way and make a little money, especially if I'm driving trucks. I can't have a collection of bicycles. Um, and it took me like 10 minutes extra just to type in the description the way I wanted because autocorrect kept trying to anticipate where I was going next or what I was trying to do and changing words for me, and I had to go back like 4 or 5 times and change it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I gotta go try and see them. I gotta talk. I want to see the kittens in person. They look adorable, and I guess they're growing and healthy, and everything's good. Thank goodness with the kittens, but I want to go see them. So we'll have to see if Shane will let us pay a visit to the kitties one day soon. I still want one. I'd still bring it in a truck. I mean, I gotta make sure everything's cool with truck driving first before I get a pet. Um, So, I mean, that's priority number one. I would love one of Shane's kittens and maybe he can save me one, but if they find other homes, I certainly understand. But I love cats. I miss my cat terribly every day. Oh, come on. Let's see. Still nothing. Let me check something again. I might lose you guys for a minute. I'm just making sure. Huh, okay. Unless, in case you didn't hear that part. Making sure I'm not missing anything here. Give me a minute to go check out a couple of other things. I might lose it, but I'll be back. Okay, still nothing. I mean, I've cut prices on everything that I've got, and it's still just sitting. Um, I get it. People are scared. Times are tough. Our economic situation is in decline, sharply so in Las Vegas already, but it's going to make its way all around if things don't change, unfortunately. But it's having an effect on people's confidence about buying things that they want. A lot of people are instead saving their money and saying, oh, maybe we should buy a ton of toilet paper right now before that's all gone, or whatever else, because supply chain issues are imminent at this point. Since tariffs took effect, a lot less things are being imported, and as a result, supplies are going to diminish. And that doesn't sit well with people either, and it doesn't make it easy for me when I'm trying to sell things and start the next chapter of my life professionally. Okay, well, it's good to see you, Legend. Thanks for being here. Hopefully see you later if you're available, but enjoy the rest of your day, my friend, and thank you for being here. I tell you what, though, right now I feel like you couldn't give stuff away. um, I have some of my lights, the kind that I don't sell anymore, the split LED, the two split LEDs. I got about 800 of those, I guess, that I marked. They're listed right now for $50 on Facebook. And I mean, that's compared to what you have to pay for them now, if you're paying the tariffs and stuff. I mean, that's a giveaway. And still nothing's happening on those. And it's the season for them too. I mean, you can use them for everything that you can wrap something around. Uh, so I don't know. A lot of you guys know what I'm talking about, but I mean, like way below wholesale, and still nothing. And it's because people are worried, and rightfully so, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, once we get some sunshine around here again, now that we're past the first of the month, I should be able to sell a couple of bikes. I have to sell a couple of bikes before Friday, or it's not going to be good. I could sell other things too. I mean, I have like bike parts, and I don't know. I got a handful of other things, but I mean, like I keep listing new things for sale, and it just sits there. And that's scary. This hasn't happened in a long time. I mean, not since around the time of the Great Recession. And even then, I mean, I was doing better than I am right now. So I'm not saying this is going to be worse than that necessarily, but at the moment, the way things are now versus the way things were at the kickoff of the Great Recession, this is definitely worse now. I'm having a much harder time selling things now. So I hope this doesn't last long, or we're all in a lot of trouble. But if I can sell one bike today, even, I'll sleep tonight. I'll assume that I can close the gap, make the rest of the money that I need before Friday. I gotta have every cent of it on Friday morning, but the following week, I can get some help. The week after that, I can help myself. Hey, Milkman's kid, what's going on, buddy? I'm okay, all in all. Health wise, it's it comes and goes, but it's manageable. If I don't have to overdo it all the time, like some days I can just go and go and everything's fine, and others I have to take it a bit more easy. Thank you, Milkman's kid. I was saying earlier, if you missed it, I've likely had. I haven't seen a doctor recently, but the last time I did, he said that I've likely had cancer for probably 3 years or more, and it's not going fast. It's not progressing at a normal rate. It's moving very slowly, almost as though something's keeping it at bay. It's present, and I can tell that it's present, and the ulcers and colitis still bother me quite a bit, but for the most part, like I'm gonna get I'm gonna get through it to the point where I can drive a truck, certain amount of hours a week. I don't think I'm working in restaurants or retail environments or anything like that anymore. But well, I don't know about that. Milkman's kid. Well, I might. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna treat it. Um, but as long as I can do work that I can do, like driving a truck, for instance, um, or other things that I'm doing now, like fixing bikes when I'm feeling up to it and stuff like that. But I can't go 100% all the time, and I probably never will again. But as long as nothing's getting too far out of hand too fast, I think everything's going to be all right for a while. Anyway. But there's no guarantees. I feel like I'm gonna be around a while, but I could drop dead tomorrow. You just don't know. I just don't know, and that's why I've been saying all along. And this is, like whether you're sick with something or not. I mean, enjoy your life as much as you can because tomorrow is never a guarantee for any of us. The ride outs probably do help a lot. And ever since I started riding a bicycle all the time, my body is getting stronger again. I do feel quite a bit better in a lot of ways, but digestive tract where cancer and colitis I should say, is still bad. Um, and I can tell that I'm not well in that region, but everything else does feel a lot better, I will say. My cardiovascular health has improved tremendously, and I'm sure that has a positive effect. Yeah, exactly. Exercise is a necessary part of life. Even if you're chair bound and can only move one arm or something, do exercises with that one arm, and it will have a positive effect. So I was feeling a lot worse when I was not getting as much exercise. Definitely. Last summer, for instance, when we were just sitting here, just kind of waiting for the hot weather to be over. Laney Grace. Uh, of course, Laney Grace, and thanks for being here. But yeah, as long as the heart gets a workout, like if you keep your heart strong, the rest of your body will follow, or as much as is possible in my case. But you know, you're always welcome here, Lady Grace, and we love to see you. And I'm sorry you were having problems earlier, but I'm glad you're here now. And it's really, yeah, we're way, like a guy was supposed to be here over an hour ago to get the Trek bike, and it would seem that that is not going to occur at this point. And the other guy asked me if I'd take $200 for it. Well, he said he'll give me $200 for it, but I can keep the pedals if I can take a little more money off. I explained to him that the pedals are original to the bike, but you know, make me an offer. Let's talk. Let's work something out. And nothing back from him yet. So I don't know what I got to do. I got to put somebody in a headlock or something and be like, you're going to buy this bike right now. You understand? I don't want it to come to that, but I'm afraid it might. I've never, like, never in my life, of all the decades that I've been buying and selling things as my primary source of income, and, you know, buying and selling has been my primary source of income for my adult life. It has never been, in all the years that I've done it, the decades that I've done it, it has never been as bad as it is right now. All across the board. eBay is as slow as I've ever seen it. You know, Marketplace and OfferUp are in sharp decline. Uh, it's just, it's bad, and I hope it turns around soon. And I want to go get some groceries, but I'm probably going to get rained on, so maybe I should just go to 7-Eleven and get something to keep me alive until tomorrow. Ugh. Thanks again, Big Boys PEV, for some grocery money. And shout out and heads up, I'm going to have to put together a GoFundMe probably within the next week or so that I can get through truck driving school and start a job doing that, which, you know, all things considered, seems to be like the only good option other than what I've kind of been doing, which is slow right now. So shout out and thank you to anyone who's able to help with that. And I hate to ask for help, but things are just getting worse. I have to basically admit defeat at this point. It's nothing necessarily with the way I'm doing it. It's just, you know, I mean, people are not spending money the way they used to, and I can't support myself when it already wasn't enough, when things were going better than they are now. So I have to make the necessary changes in my life so that I can continue to exist for as long as I'm able to work anyway. I need to find some work that I can do, like sitting in the seat of a truck and driving all day. But anyway, let's see, what time is it? It's almost 2 o'clock and I've got nothing. I've been up since 4:30 in the morning. The first guy was messaging me at like 6 something in the morning, and then he was like, "Yeah, at work for a little while, but I'd like to come by a little bit later. And I said, yeah, let me know what time, but I expect to be available by 12:30. And he said 12:30 would be good. And now it's 1:45, and he still hasn't come through. So I know what else is listed for sale on Facebook Marketplace right now. As far as bikes go, vintage mountain bikes, and the only ones that might be a better deal than the one he's looking at for me are also bikes that I'm selling. So I know he's not getting a better deal on a vintage mountain bike on Facebook Marketplace today because there aren't any better deals on vintage mountain bikes on Facebook Marketplace today. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to that guy. But anyway, let's see. I would like to go and take a walk tonight. Maybe we do that. I gotta answer my pants, and I need to sit here and make money by whatever means necessary. I need to go through what remains of my record collection and, like itemize everything in there and list that for sale locally and see how I do with it, I guess. But I was trying to get some of this other stuff out of the way first so I just have more room to work and kind of spread out a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I guess at the moment, nothing's happening. Nobody's coming through, and I don't know why. I can't imagine why. I got good stuff at great prices, and if anybody's buying at all, they ought to be buying my stuff. So, I'm going to see if I can stir anything else up. Maybe get some action, get a buyer. I might message either of these two back on the track. Let's figure out what to say. I don't know. But yeah, I guess for now I'm gonna see what I can do, see what we can put together, and hopefully somebody comes through and buys a bike, and we can go take a walk. Hopefully it's not raining tonight. I want to go take a walk, stretch my legs, get some fresh air. There's going to be puddles and stuff everywhere, so I don't want to be riding a bike anywhere tonight, but I might walk downtown if it looks like it's not going to rain. So yeah, it'd be great if you guys could come along too, if you're available. It could be a fun night, Cinco de Mayo. My 10-year anniversary since I permanently became a Las Vegas resident. Not since I moved here necessarily, but once there was no going back. And that occurred on Cinco de Mayo 10 years ago. Right about this time, 10 years ago, I was taking a nap after unloading all of my stuff into my apartment for the very last time because I would not be going back to Florida for anything. Let me see here. Hold on. Now it says it's going to rain again, right about now. So hopefully that backs off by tonight. I would like to go take a walk around, see what's happening on Fremont tonight. Celebrate 10 years of being official. I know I've been here for longer than that, but it's like this is kind of like the official anniversary of after I didn't go back anymore. This is my last time coming here and not going back to get anything. So yeah, 10 years for that. So let's celebrate, I guess. Let me see. Is the chat working, or are you guys just being really quiet, or what's going on? Haven't heard anything since Laney Grace. But anyway, if you think it might be fun to go walk around, see what's happening on Fremont tonight, do please check in later. But otherwise, I still see no new chats. Maybe you guys are just being quiet. I don't know. But I guess for now, okay, there's Laney Grace. All right, I see you again. Hopefully you're available later, Laney Grace. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. But thanks again, everybody, for everything. Hope you're having a great day. I don't know who that is. So, yeah, no, that's good. And you should. And I'm glad, Laney Grace. But thanks again. Thanks again, Big Boys PEV, for the Cash App. Very much appreciated. I can get something to eat now. Because nobody's buying bikes, so maybe, thank you, buddy. Milkman's Kid, I appreciate you. You take care of yourself as well. Hopefully, see you guys later. So have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you so much for everything. I'm going to try to sell a bike, and then we're going to see if maybe we can dodge the rain and do some walking around tonight. So hope to see you again if you're available. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care of yourselves, and look forward to seeing you again soon.